Hello everyone, this is Stranger Hans here, back with another video, and today I'll be covering the 7.7 foot tall Bobby Strings animatronic, who'll be retailing for $310 at Spirit Halloween. So, wow, there's a lot to cover with this guy, but first of all, let's look at his design. I have to say, right off the bat, this guy looks very cool. I really like the face sculpt that they gave him here. It has a very creepy, uncanny valley look to it. Maybe it's the eyebrows, the facial expression, the eyes, I don't know what it is, but it blends realism with a very creepy kind of cartoony look, and I think it's such a fine balance between both. And overall, I think it's amazing. It's a really nice face sculpt, because you can tell right off the bat, just looking at this guy, he looks like a Halloween character. He has this very sinister look to him, and I really like the eyes. I know that's a huge criticism that some people have had with him, but I don't mind them at all. I think they look really nice. They have this really unique greenish, orangish two-tone to them, which I've never seen on a prop before. I could be wrong about that, but I've never seen a prop that's had eyes like these, and I think it's so cool how we're getting it with a puppet out of all things. I think it really adds to this kind of soulless look that he has going on here. But a very important detail that I'm looking at here is the fact that he has this wooden texture added to him. On his hands, his shoes, and his face, he has these lines that kind of make it look like he's carved out of wood. And I feel like that's such a nice attention to detail. They could have easily just made him a regular puppet without, you know, any carved in details or anything of the sort, but the fact that they went the extra mile to make him look like an actual wooden doll is so cool. And it just shows that Spirit Halloween, when they're capable of adding details to their props, they can really deliver. And he is for sure one of them. Like, just look at this dude. He looks really cool. There's so much detail on him. And I'm so glad to say, but this prop is massive. He is almost 8 feet tall. And for a puppet, that is crazy. We've never seen a puppet that's been this big before, at least at Spirit Halloween. It's funny because he almost reminds me of, I think it's the Dark Marionette Theater that Distortions made back in 2002, I believe. But I just remember watching its demo video a while back, but he really reminds me of that prop. Except, well, he looks more like a vintage character. That one was more like a mannequin in a way, but I really like the vintage outfit that they gave him. He looks like something you would have seen in a carnival, which is fitting for the theme this year in Spirit. But he looks like something you would have seen at a boardwalk carnival back in the 1930s or something, just strung up there for display. It's such a cool outfit, and I think it really fits the character very well. So I have no complaints when it comes to his look. The only thing I will say, though, is looking at the module here at the top of him, where he's strung up from, it appears to be corrugated cardboard, which is, I think, the material that they use for the ISCs. Maybe that's wrong. I've never set him up in person. I don't know if that's true. But looking at it, it looks like that module that he's hanging up from is actually cardboard, which I'm not a huge fan of because I'm just scared about the durability. Besides that, he's a great-looking prop. Even just not having him activated right there in your room, he'll look very amazing in any display. But anyways, without further ado, let's read his description here. Bobby was destined to be in the limelight. His relentless rehearsal routine filled with tap dances and careful ballet movements was bound to pay off eventually. His hard work was finally recognized when a new dance instructor offered to teach him solo choreography after hours. But before he could warm up his legs, he was knocked out cold from behind. The demented instructor strung up his limp body from the rafters and lifted his limbs in an exhausting pattern of twists and plies to the rhythm of a cursed waltz for 6 days straight, transforming a healthy boy into an obedient, pain-ridden wooden puppet. Now he performs in the cruel glow of stage lights across the world as the demented instructor's plaything. So yeah, that was his description, and it's interesting because his backstory implies that he was originally a person. I mean, that part's kind of obvious, but originally he was a person who was turned into a puppet, almost through some sort of curse. I'm not entirely sure how that worked, but yeah, he became a puppet, and now look at him. He is very creepy looking. I kind of feel bad for the dude. I mean, he's just a really cool looking prop in general. Something I really like about him is his animation too, which we'll get to very soon, but he has a lot of movement, and I feel like for the price of $310, you can't go wrong with that. He's a huge prop, first of all. But not only that, but he has a lot going on when it comes to animation. Just to show how cool this guy's animation is, let's play the video.
Hey, everyone! Wanna hear a song? Let me sing it for you! Oh, I know a naughty child who was so very bad. He ate up all my candy and made me real mad. So when I get free, I'm gonna fix him good. He's gonna bump heads with this block of wood. Ha ha! Let that be a lesson, kids. Don't be a blockhead.
And that was Bobby's demo, and what can I say, he is a very cool prop. Although I do have one slight criticism, and that would be the elephant in the room, which a lot of people have been talking about, and made this prop pretty controversial in the first place, and that would be his audio.
Hey, everyone! Wanna hear a song? Let me sing it for you! Oh, I know a naughty child who was so very bad. He ate up all my candy and made me real mad. So when I get free, I'm gonna fix him good. He's gonna bump heads with this block of wood. Ha ha! Let that...
Okay, it doesn't really bother me that much, but I totally understand where people are coming from when they say that it sounds like Johnny Punk all over again. He has this very weird little kid voice, which I think is kind of strange. I mean, okay, it makes sense for the backstory that they gave him, but one nitpick I have about a few spirit props, they'll usually try to incorporate the backstories that they give the props with their designs or even audio in some cases. I'm not a huge fan of. I would prefer if we just get the props and make our own story for them. It kind of sucks having to base a prop around the story that Spirit comes up with, because what I like about Halloween is its flexibility and what you can do with the character. But yeah, I'm not too keen on the voice, but I will say this, it has grown on me a lot. And not gonna lie, his song is pretty catchy, and I feel like a lot of people can agree on that. Since they are going with the whole quote-unquote Spirit Halloween lore for this prop, I feel like the audio is very fitting for the character. But something that I do want to see is more footage of him in action. I feel like the phrase that they showed in the video wasn't the best one, because there's even one phrase that has a demon voice in it, so I'm really looking forward to that one. The more that people see him, especially when they see him in person for the first time, I feel like that'll really change their opinions towards him, because as it stands right now, he is pretty controversial and he has a lot of fans, but also a lot of haters, which is very understandable because this prop is very divisive. And for what it is, again, for the price that you're paying, I would still say it's worth it. But just know he's not going to be an over-the-top, scary, terrifying prop that we would have seen back in like 2014 or 2013 at Spirit Halloween. He's not even close to that, but that's not to say that he's bad, because regardless of the audio and what you think about it, I still think he is a very cool prop. His animation is fantastic. It actually looks like he's being moved around by the module above him. The way his arms and legs kick, it's so cool. And it really sells that whole marionette look that they're going for here. Currently, I would still say that he is a pretty good one to purchase. He might not be everybody's favorite, he might not scare people. Have you heard his voice? For what he is a pretty creepy puppet. And I feel like when it comes to collecting stuff, he'll be a nice collector's piece. He would really stand out in any collection, just with his overall stature. But also his design in general, it's all great. So I really have no complaints when it comes to his looks. Audio, again, could use some work, but I feel like I'll get used to it more and more as time goes on. And I think, as it is, it's not that bad. But regardless, when it comes to Bobby Strings, I would say go for him. If you want something that's not super scary, then, well, here he is. For the price of $310, it's not that bad. Especially with a coupon, too, that would really knock down the price a bit and make him a lot more worth it. He's a very huge, imposing prop. He's not the scariest, but he's still a great display piece. And he'll definitely have people's heads turning on Halloween night. But yeah, that was Bobby Strings, and all I can say is he is a very neat prop. And would I get him? Probably not, but who knows? As it stands, there's so much to look forward to at Spirit this year, and I feel like he's one of them. So yeah, that was my video. Thank you all for watching, and see you all later.